Chotala, the Haryana governor has approved 75% reservation for local youths in private jobs in the state of Haryana. This was an announcement made by the Deputy Chief Minister Dushyant Chotala. This development comes 3 days before Haryana's budget session, which starts on Friday. Here's everything you need to know. This is a new rule that will now apply to companies, societies, trust firms that are registered in the state that have more than 10 employees. It will, of course, be beneficial to those who are locals, who have a Haryana domicile certificate. The bill will be applicable to jobs with salaries less than 50,000 rupees. All companies will be required to upload information regarding the number of posts with less than 50,000 rupees as the monthly salary and how many are occupied by Haryana youth. Remember, Gurgaon, which is of course the big market for MNCs in India, is going to be impacted by this. Now, also interesting to note that the company owner may limit the number of employees from one district to 10%. Here's what the Deputy Chief Minister had to say.
बड़े खुशी का दिन है आज कि महामहिम गवर्नर ने हमारे प्रदेश की एक बहुत बड़ी मांग भी थी और मैं मानता हूँ कि आज जब यहाँ इंडस्ट्री से चर्चा कर रहे थे साथ ही साथ महामहिम ने 75% रिजर्वेशन बिल फॉर लोकल एम्प्लॉयमेंट हरियाणा के युवाओं के लिए आज अप्रूव किया है। इससे ज़्यादा खुशी का दिन हरियाणा के युवाओं के लिए नहीं हो सकता।
My colleague Mohammad Ghazali, reporting on these important developments, joins us live. Ghazali, what more can you tell us? 75% quota, how is this going to play out, and what is the reactions that are coming in as far as employers are concerned?
See, first the technical details. It was tabled last year by Dushyant Chotala, and the bill clearly states that what are the terms and conditions. A portal will be developed where recruiter or the employers and those applying for the jobs, they both will have to register there. Other than that, one leeway for the recruiters is that from each district, the recruiters will have this sort of relaxation, whether they want to hire 10% of the local youth or more than 10% or less than 10%. Other than that, the job criteria for which this law applies is up to salary up to 50,000 or less. Now, why this, after the governor's assent, now this bill becomes a law? Now, how it pans out in the next coming days? First, the Haryana government was already facing hate due to farm agitation for the last 6 months. Many people from Jat community were expecting that those Jat leaders who are in the government will support them. But they were all facing brickbats across the state. They were facing hostile crowd. Everywhere they went for public appearance. Now, even the Congress was planning to bring no confidence motion, as mentioned by former CM Bhupender Singh Hooda. Now, with this law, certainly the government has got a shot in the arm when the budget session commences on 5th of March, that is on Friday. And as of now, none of the Congress leaders have reacted to this, but the private companies we spoke to when we reported it last year when it was tabled in the assembly here, they were very apprehensive that it will certainly impact their recruitment policy. More than that, the new startups which were planning to come up in Haryana will also give a second thought before sort of investing in Haryana due to these laws. The NASSCOM chief we spoke to last year had already mentioned that they were not taken into confidence before passing out this law. Now, once this has given approval and assent from the governor, certainly reactions will come from the MNCs in Gurgaon, because everybody was apprehensive about this law, that how MNCs in Gurgaon will react to this.
Well,
because
Ghazali, stay on with us. Stay on with us. I'll come back to you because we have a whole host of questions on the finer modalities of exceptions, etc. But let's quickly get in a reaction from industry. We have Raman Sharma joining us. You're someone who's going to be impacted. Your company is going to be impacted as a result of this new law that's been passed. How are you looking at these developments?
See, first of all, I have to see all the rules. What rules are coming to me, and how I am going to affected from these rules. See, if I am getting people from Delhi, in Delhi, and I can transfer each and every person from Delhi to Sirsa or Bhiwani or Hisar, nobody can stop me. So what kind of rules are they are framing and they are imposing on me or my company? or for that matter for anybody else. See, if I'm not getting persons for my trade from Haryana, so what should I do?
Right. Okay, so you're saying that what if the skill set that your company requires is not available in Haryana, then what do you do? That's a legitimate question. However, what we know so far is that the bill will be applicable to jobs with salaries less than 50,000 rupees. What's your reaction to the salary bracket?
You must understand the packing material. What I'm using for my material is jute. So we don't have any labor who is knitting jute bags in Haryana. So we are getting people from Bengal, Bihar. So now I have to wait for this recruitment, or what should I do? This is not clear at all.
All right. So more questions and answers really at the moment. Do stay on with us, because my colleague Mohammad Ghazali, who's reporting on these developments, joins us. Ghazali, as per the information you're sending us, there is a clause for exemptions, isn't there? Now, in this case, the gentleman who we just spoke to, is into jute, makes jute bags, for instance, the skill set for which comes from different parts of the country. So, how is his business going to be impacted if his company is registered in Haryana?
See, if we go by the law, by the contents of the bill which was tabled last year, it certainly says that anyone from now on, after the bill is passed or comes into effect, then all the recruitments, whether private companies, trust, or whatever the terminology has been used, they will have to recruit by registering on this portal. And a local authority from the government side will also monitor it, will monitor the portal. And if anybody, any private entity has to recruit anyone, they will have to inform the officer, and they will also have to inform or update on the portal. Now, how this will create, how the companies will hire, because certainly the gentleman was mentioning that how it will impact the transfer policy. Yes. Let's say we have an employee from Hisar or from Delhi, and we want to send him to Hisar. So will that also sort of taken into account the percentage of employees from that particular district? So I think more modalities will come, will be clarified by the government later. But big story today, because this is exactly what the government needed at a time when they are already in crisis, yes, facing barbs from the opposition for the farm laws, and also no confidence motion being sort of announced by the Congress that once the session starts after the governor's address, they'll move the no confidence motion. Right. So at this time, this bill getting an assent from the governor is certainly very important for the government right now.